Welcome back. The new hit CBS comedy Ghosts is about a young couple who inherit an estate and decide to turn it into a bed and breakfast. But they're surprised to find it inhabited by a myriad of ghosts.
All right, this week's episode, we're finally going to learn what happened to the hard-partying, woman-loving ghost, Trevor. Here's a sneak peek.
Hey, you know what is nuts? I've actually been here before.
Oh, yeah. He does seem familiar.
Holy crap, is that Ari Cantor?
Oh! Boom! You just got Ari'd.
Wait, you know him?
Yeah, he's like my boy.
Know who?
I was just...
And our next guest plays Trevor. Asher Grodman joins us live. Welcome to Great Day, Washington.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
We are both loving this show. It is adorable, it is fun, it is a little morbid, but it's kind of cool how they're doing it. What has it been like, kind of, yeah, it's refreshing. The show is refreshing.
Yeah, I think our writers are amazing. The cast I get to work with is awesome. And the show, we get to do this fun thing of, taking something that could be very morbid and making it accessible and fun and light and, bringing together the living and the dead in a way that, seems like hopefully is resonating with people and bringing some laughs.
The other thing that's resonating with people is what happened to your character's pants. I read an interview you did where you're like, I didn't actually think this would be a thing. You just thought people would speculate on what happened for a while.
Yeah, it's funny. We're in this machine making this thing, and you never know how anything is going to land. Never in a million years would I have thought that why we have to look at my pale legs is going to be a question that would be haunting everyone, but here we are.
So this week we get, because each week we've been kind of learning more and more about each ghost backstory. This week we're kind of learning maybe what happened to your pants, more about Trevor. What insight can you give us to this week's episode?
I'm not going to give you anything.
Oh, come on, Asher.
You got to watch. I will tell you, we have some amazing guest stars coming. Rob Hubel, Robert Versace, Blair Penner, Brian Cook, Julius Chow. So we got some new people coming in, and they're all fantastic. So you can look forward to that. And some secrets.
That's it.
You've got to be so busy. Are you still teaching while you're doing this show and everything else? You are. Wow.
Yes,
what's your schedule like?
I teach. I live in New York. I teach at Hunter College. And I teach acting, and for me it's a lot of fun because I'm sure you guys have a lot of actors on the show, and it's a very kind of ephemeral art form and an amorphous career, and there's something very tangible about and grounding about kind of taking that stuff and helping other people figure it out and turn it into something more concrete. So that's a lot of fun, and my students are awesome. So when my hiatus aligns with my semester, how could you not go back and do a class?
Sounds like
well, you always see like the teacher grows too. Like, if you are a tutor, you are learning as you are teaching. So that can only be benefiting you immensely.
Yeah, especially, and because it is this thing, like the only person you'll never see act is you, right? Like the closest you can come is watching someone edit something that you did from 6 months ago. So it can be a little disorienting, and being able to teach it or relay it to someone else kind of gives you perspective. And I started getting better at what I was doing when I started helping other people figure out their stuff. So
I bet.
That's really cool.
It's all selfish. Just trying to help myself.
To help your own craft.
I have a really important question for you, Asher. I'm from Florida. I know you're not. You're New York, New Jersey, right? Area. How are you a Jacksonville Jaguars fan?
Yeah,
Why that
come on, right?
team?
I'm sorry. Sneak it in. Right there.
Why the Jags?
I love how this is like my defining characteristic. This is very important to me. My dad is a lifelong Detroit everything fan. And I grew up in very rural New Jersey, so I was raised a Lions fan and a Tigers fan and everything. And essentially my mom, when I was like 8, went to my dad and said, "You can't do this to your children. Not fair. The Lions hadn't won since like the 50s. And she thought we wouldn't have any friends. So like I remember my dad like sitting me down, I was 8 years old, and being like, "I'm sorry, you can't, you have to pick your own team." and it was like this individuation point.
Wow. Okay.
And it was 1995, and
All
the
right.
Jaguars were just added, so I chose them from like when they were
beginning.
Jaguar Cubs, and I've been with
Okay.
them ever
Well, you
since.
haven't had
hanging
as
in
much
there.
success there either, but we're hoping for a turnaround with Trevor Lawrence and the new coach.
Yeah, me too. It's funny because the last like few years, the two worst teams have been the Lions and the Jaguars.
true.
So I'm still right there,
Right there with your
my
dad.
dad. But yes, we're hoping for a
Okay.
bright future with Trevor.
All right.
Awesome.
Well,
Thank
Asher,
you.
thank
Yeah.
you so much. Good luck to your Jags, and Ghosts was
Thank
just
you.
renewed for a second season, so congrats. Can't wait to find out what happened to Trevor's pants.
It's gonna be fun. Tune in.
Bye, thank you. And
Thank
you
you.
can find out what happened to Trevor's pants this Thursday right here on WSA 9. Ghosts is every Thursday
So
right
cute.
here. I love it. All right, coming up.